I'm here. I made it. It was a little late. Sorry. Got caught up in something else. So I've gotten further here with Mr. Soundwave. I don't. Oh, we got two people. We've got liveness here happening here. So I'm at the stage now where I'm kind of now what I like to call stage two. So in fact, actually, for my last stream, you can see I've changed up the legs again even more. Um, I even changed up some other things on him. I actually, like I said, I think when you're doing something like this, especially if you're doing a character that's recognizable, that people know, I think it's a no-brainer to buy the actual toy or the collectible. So I bought this. This piece is amazing. It's like 18 points of articulation, right? So, what's up, Motion Bug? Welcome back. So, this is just kind of where I'm going a little bit with him. Like I said, I want to stick a little bit true to the 80s version, like this. They stuck pretty true to the 80s version as much as they could. But they had their own little flavor on this. They had a bunch of details on here that's just not on him. So, doing good, Motion Bug. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me for another late stream. So, anyways, I'm at the point now where I am going through the blockout pieces that are very, very rough. They're not perfectly clean, like say the leg thighs here or the knees, right? And they're made from a Dynamesh. I'm going through now and doing this up here in the top. So I'm cleaning them up, and in this case, I'm using Z-Modeler to just clean these pieces up, get them low polygoned at this point. So that's my next phase, is to go through now and finish up, like get down through the legs, just get the main pieces, the main big pieces. Then I'm going to go through and do the articulated part, because he's a transformer. What's going on, Cinna? And then get that done. Then I'll be starting to do all the cool stuff. So for me, stage one was like the blocking out, Dynamesh. It's not so looking clean. I'm now in stage two, where I'm trying to convert everything to at least a clean model. And then I'm going to go and then do articulations, which would be part of stage three. And then the rest of stage three is then making him look really cool. And then I consider stage four the final process stuff, i.e. a pose, any kind of texturing that I want to do, whether it be color texturing or also sculptural texturing. Maybe I want to put them in damage, things like that is what I would consider stage four, and then the render. Right? But all the building process, or i.e. sculpting process, is stage 1 through 3. Stage 4 is the finaling process for me. Happy to see you here. Thanks for tuning. So I'm just going to go through, and in this stream, hopefully I can get through the legs as much as I can through here. So like I've got the whole upper torso done. As you can see, the head I got done. Oh, I got to finish this part back here, right? I'll look at this and just see how they got it. It's pretty much a box. Not anything special, right? And I'm not worried yet about, like I said, I'm not worried about crazy details, but I definitely want to change this from being a Dynamesh box into some kind of better box. So I'm just going to polish that off. I'm going to show you. So there's many ways to go about this. I could just keep very dense like this, in all honesty. But when I'm doing hard surface, for some reason, I don't know what it is, I always want to go low polygon. So you see modeler and things like that. So I'm going to do that. So I kind of like to duplicate this, and let's go at it. So I'm going to center this up. I'm going to replace that one now with a fresh, nice cube. And then this is where I'll start using some transparency. So I can see there's the cube. Just quickly get that size back that I need. Okay. Mask that off. That's going to go about there. Mask this off, and then I just need this to go into the surface. Okay, there's that. And then now I need the right width. So this is why I kind of like doing the blocking out. I already know like the width that I need, the height that I need, and length that I need. I'm not sitting there trying to figure out. In a lot of cases, it would be good to just block out with like just this instead of using, like I did on this particular one, a Dynamesh. It would have been better just for me to do already this, and it's already done, right? And then now I go to this one, I get rid of that one now, And now I have this, and I'm good to go. Now I got that. And it needs to be matching this color here. So, and then let's color fill that. I'm going to use some Z modeler now. So throw some color on that, and then there's the box all. And I'm a very big component. As you can see, I'm using folders. Main, back, head, because his head will fall back into this, right? So I'm just thinking about naming this, and I got some new hat for my Transformer challenge. I got some Transformer hats. I got some T-shirts on the way. I'm going all out for this Transformer challenge. I'll just call this case, whatever. I want to at least name things so I can have an understanding of what I'm doing. All right. Now I want to throw some beveling on this. So honestly, the easiest way, and this is kind of the way why I am going low polygon, because I want to use a specific feature. Like I'm doing all these right here right now. I want to use dynamic subdiff, which is beautiful, beautiful right there. So what I'm going to do is actually turn off the smoothing, and I'm going to throw grid on. Right, and that automatically is going to create a bevel for me because I have bevel selected, constant, and I'm just going to go with a different. I'm going to go right about there, I think. There, and then now that's got a bevel going around the whole box. Now, with that said, I would only use this Q grid option if you were building something like this that's very box. If you have a hard surface piece that's going to have some round piece, like a cylinder or a sphere, or anything that has any kind of roundness to it, do not use the Q grid. You won't get the result you want. Okay, so there, that's done. And you can see it's still very rudimentary, simple. I'm not getting into, hey, I want this now to, have a little bit of an angle like that because it looks cooler, right? I'm not getting into any of that. I'm just first. Let me get the low polygon version, in essence, and the shapes so that I can start building off it. So let's just continue this and this process. So now I want this, so we're going to make this piece now. And again, I've already got it. There are ways to keep this. Okay, and then just use this. There's ways to make this so I can make this all nice and clean. It's just a personal preference for me. To wanting to just, for this particular model specifically, I want to use low polygon. I guess that's all I can put. I don't need to. I just want to. It's my world. It's my Transformer. Right, so we're going to go right about there. Mess that off. I need to capture that angle. There we go, and let me readjust that angle there. This needs to come all the way up. There we go. Okay, that changed the angle now. So let me bring that in. Bring that in a little bit more. Okay. Go this route. We need it to be that deep. Right? Sound effects. So important. Get your sound effects. Get them now. Alright. I'm going to now mirror and weld it. And as always, you guys have been here for all the other streams. Fire away. I really gotta learn. I gotta do some streams where it's not like late at night. Maybe we'll get more people joining us and talking to us. I just want to be talked to. Alright, so I need an edge loop there. I need an edge loop there. And we are going to need an edge loop right there. We'll say. Okay. So again, this becomes another personal preference. I could totally just do a triangle. But I don't want to do a triangle. I like to keep quads for me personally, as much as I can. I like that. I like a quadded shape. Okay, and now this edge is not as extreme. All right, I'm gonna turn on my local sim. something more along the lines of there. Solo that out so that I can just focus on this. And get rid of that. And we want an edge that does that. There we go, low polygon. I'm a big component of dynamic subdivvying it with some creasing. See, I get that shape back. Let's throw the color on it as well. Okay, and now I want to play with my creasing. I'm gonna say crease level 3 for this guy, and then 4 smooth. Let's see what we get. And then I need to go down to crease level 2. That's a little bit better. A little bit more softer edging. Okay. I don't like what's happening there, so do mirror out along the Z. Turn our symmetry along the Z. And you can see right here how much pulling's happening. I'm going to fix that by adding another. This is where I do like to add edge loops. I'm a big crease guy, but I like to use the edge loops just to kind of, for me, to use it as a controller to soften, like, you know, make that edge what I'm really trying to get to. And then I think the rest of it, yeah, let's add another edge here. Sharpen that up a little bit there. There we go. All right, and then there you have it. There's that piece. And then clearly, I need this. So we need to have symmetry on again along the X. I want to go right there. I'm just going to go ahead and crease this whole thing now. Perfecto. And right now, I just need this to come down. And then I threw a little bit more at this. Actually, a little more designing elements on this. Let's see, I want that creased. And I want that creased. Okay, definitely going to need another edge loop here. So let's insert there. That needs to be creased as well. And now this, use your handy dandy gizmo. There we go. Just a little break it up. I don't want that, so I'm going to insert an edge loop and get rid of that. I want it to be a little more sharp. There. Now, another edge loop there. Just sharpen that up a little bit. No transparency. Now we don't need this one. Right, that's the Dynamesh version. Don't need that. And now I've got the clean one. We'll call this pelvic. It's a pelvic. It's the pelvic. Alright. So now I have our that. That's my nice base. Very low polygons. Right? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. I want that edge. Just there. And again, looking at him, right? They made him completely articulated. So if you look, they've got completely exposed, right? On the side there. Right? But I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go more the Gundam route. And what I mean by that, the Gundam route, is this. Let me grab my Gundam. So how they go, obviously there's a samurai influence, right? So when they do theirs, right, same kind of thing, right? But, it's falling apart. See, they do this as like a separate piece. I think I'm going to go this route. Again, this is just my personal Soundwave that I'm doing my own rendition of. So, I just need it to look like Soundwave. So when people look at it and go, that looks like Soundwave. I like it. Okay, that's all worried about. And then staying true to the 80s version as much as I can, making it look a little 80s style. Alright. Okay. That's good. Let's do his play buttons. Like, this totally would be better. I don't know why I even Dynameshed this, in all honesty. Okay. Let's just call this buttons for now. Because I'm sure you notice I delete things anyways. Let's also save this guy. Always be saving. A big saver. I always save in iterations now. I never save over top another model. Hey, thanks. I'm glad you're enjoying it and it's looking good. Again, just keep watching, keep an eye. I'm going to try and get all this done and reach my goal that I want to do. All right, so let's start back with this. This just makes sense also to be very low polygon. So let's grab the cube again. Let's fly. Okay, so there. Okay, there. That one's done. Let's just duplicate this. I'm gonna go a little bit bigger. Oops. And there. I'm gonna save myself some time here. I'll just mirror weld it over. Bingo. Alright. And let me take this guy now. I'm going to duplicate this guy. To make my triangle. Wouldn't it be lovely? So it needs to be a triangle, stretched way out. A lot more triangular. I'm going to keep it kind of more like that. Mirror weld. Whoops. Not locally. Mirror weld across. Right. And now we can delete those buttons. Now we have these buttons. Oh, yes. And I am going to clip curve that, and to fix my mess up, clip curve that. So I get that. So debating if I really want to make these really, I want to go tighter. Perfect. Soundwave. Alright. Alright, transparency off. Let's grab this material. I want that material. And I want that color. And wait. Did I seriously delete the wrong ones? I did. Oh, I'm so funny. I wasn't paying attention. Let's do it again. Oh, that's Totally worth it, man. Transparency. It's fun. So you gotta be paying attention. I'm gonna just sit out a little bit further. Give it a little more volume. There we go. Weld that over. Wait, did I have, maybe what my problem was, oh, I do have Dynamesh up. I wonder, oh, that's all it was. Yep, I had Dynamesh still on, and then I did a re-Dynamesh. I don't have to redo these. There we go. Rename button. All right. Now this I am going to do a little bit of the detailing for this. First things first, I'm going to crease it all. Crease. I would probably want to crease a little 3-ish with dynamic on. So we'll go this route. Okay. There. Happy little tree. Solo this out. Let's move that edge loop. All right. What I want to do is now an inset face. I'll do a little. I'm seeing. I'm getting overlapping geometry here. That's why it's disappearing. So maybe I'll use this as my main ridge. That way nothing's overlapping. And let's Q-mesh poly loop. And let's do a crease all for now. And let's see how that starts to look. A little bit of lip. Just a bit of a lip. Just a bit outside. Okay, so let's give this a little bit more. Concrete ball. A little bit bigger of a lip. Yeah, let's go. And I think I want the lip. Let's see, I think I want it round. So I think I'm going to decrease. Let's see what that looks like round. Okay, if it's rounded, it's going to need some more topology though. It's getting too rounded. There's too much rounding happening now. This is not round and this is round, so it needs more volume. So what if let's see, let's add another edge loop here, give that some width, and then inset this. I'm going to go, keep with the creasing. I'll smooth it a little bit. Let's Q-mesh. looks on him right now. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like the gap that's happening right now. You know, I might go back all this and go ahead and just make this a triangle. Stitch midpoints. Just so. Have that, and that way, when I do the inset this time, I can go a lot bigger. Not change the gapping that's happening there. Q-mesh, polyloop it. What does that look like? Small. A little bevel on that too. I kind of like that. Oh, happy mistake. There. There. This is just, again, me being a little too picky. Like, everyone that I did was fine. But me gotta play a little bit. Q-mesh, polyball. That's better. Multiple edge loops, interactive elevation. I just don't like it anymore. Let's get that rounded. I'm gonna stick with that. Kind of move on. Just move on. I'm wasting time on like the simplest things. What's your question about the focal shift? Go ahead. Hit me with the focal shift question. Okay, so now I need square and a circle. I don't want symmetry. shape. Duplicate it. Spherical. Let's get it back to being a sphere. Six. Six. Let's see. A little bit bigger and flatter. That's what I'm going with. Now let's throw some distance down on this. Okay, your question is when we change the focal shift between 100 and 100, what change occurs in the brush behavior? Well, your focal shift's in essence your roll off of the brush. That's pretty much what it is. So when you're going negative, you're pretty much telling not to have a roll off. And when you're going positive, you're telling that roll off to be bigger. So in essence, how much of the surface is going to be affected by the actual brush itself. Let me see if I can show you on something. Let me grab. Let's grab a sphere. Divide that up a little bit. And that's enough. Okay, so for example, if I do a drag rectangle, right, with an alpha, this should help you understand it. And I'm at 0 focal, right? So there's 2 red circles. The middle one's really your draw size. The outer one is your visual of your focal shift. So in essence, the distance between the small one and the big one is my focal shift. So when I draw out this star, it is a star. In fact, you don't forget this. Let's use something else so you can really see this. Let's use a cube. Okay, so that you can see this better. Okay, so when I draw out this star, let's keep going. Let's go here, 1.5. Right, you look at it, it is a star, but if you look from the side, you can see it kind of tapers. So the highest point of the sculpt is that center point of that brush, or that radial brush part, that icon of the icon, that smaller circle. That's part of the star. So if you look at the star, that middle part of the star is sitting at the highest point, and then it slowly just tapers off, right? Now if I put this all the way to a negative 100, see, I get like that star standing out, and if you look now, right, that whole star is pretty much at the same level. It doesn't have this where it's like peaking and then slowly, like a slow gradual change. Okay, and then obviously if you now start going the opposite direction, you in essence are getting less and less of that. So I'm going to get less and less of the star. So you see now it's more of like a mound here, but you're not getting as much of the star because the focal shift is so high, right? So if you go too high, I'm just going to get like a pimple, right? So that's it. That's all the focal shift is doing for you, is how much of the surface of the brush is going to impact that surface. So we're in essence, the highest peak part is going to be dead center in the brush icon. And within that circle, that's all going to be relatively the highest peak point. And then between the two circles is where it's kind of rolling down off to, in essence, to nothing. Like nothing's being sculpted. And then you're just controlling that. That's all focal shift is. Then Does that help? Does that make sense for you? Let me know. Let me know as I get back to this guy. Let's see, what did they do? Did they do them? Yeah. Undo the same thing. All right. Let's go to this side. All right, let's duplicate. Kind of just use this. I'll use this because I actually want to use. Right. Solve this out. Something like that. I'm going to do poly, give it one doubling like that. I'm going to do the same thing to this guy. Just give him a little more. Give him a little bit more volume. Just looks better. The light will catch that differently too. So it's setting too high. I don't want anything done higher than those. Right, and we need to near and weld this over. Oh, no problem will be, I'm going to lose this. Right, so we'll get rid of it this way. Temporarily, that'd be nice to have. You're welcome. Thanks for tuning in. All four of us. Let's put this off. Just so I can near and weld it. I'll merge it back down. So they're all one again. Okay, and now I need play. Right. Feel. Save. Alright, now we need the word play. Okay, we can use any fonts. Let's see, maybe Arial. Text, all capital. Play. Okay, I definitely don't want that text. No. Arial might be. Ooh, kind of like that. Book. No. Wait. No, 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 I don't want that. Yeah, I don't like all the L. All the A. Too close. Maybe. Just gotta find that right text. Play. Oh no. I went to one that's lengthy to build. I got click happy. I started clicking something. Ah, well, that one will take a while. No. Ooh, no, it's too rounded. Guess this would be a good. Well, that's in that light medium. It's not bad. Vagaries 2. Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's one. Okay. We need something with a certain thickness. It's enough. I want to put bevel on this as well. Bevel on that. And then let's up the resolution. See how that looks on him. Make sure that's going to get it. And make it thick enough. I'm gonna smooth all that up anyways, so. Okay, there's his buttons. He's got buttons now. Okay, let's keep moving on down the body. Let's move on to these pieces. Pretty simple. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's do another save. Save it. Just this. Duplicate. Just put it on the other side. We don't need it. It's not necessary. So this is the only thing with low polygon now, right? Is this kind of stuff. Like you gotta put geometry here to support. Oops, only want a single edge. Support what you want done. like that. We got that piece done. Roll that over. Up the other side. It's dirty. Back to upper leg. All right, let's first start with just a crease all. Dynamic, so I can see what is this going to look like. Crease 3 is actually. Oh. This one too. So I'm trying to think of all the other things I'm going to be putting on this. I want to use that. Okay, good enough. Moving along, moving along. Lower leg. That's really the knee. I see that's more of a knee there, right? A knee knocker. We've only got Cine H 1998. Motion Bug, you still here? It's just a couple of us. It's late at night. I'd expect it. It's just really the only time that I can do anything, really. Like, just stuff that I want to mess around with. Okie dokie. Let's do this. In fact, back to the cube. Back to the transparency. We're going to evolve a little bit more topology. We do not want this to be no dimension. First things first. Here. Let's see what's going to be. Doing that. You did it. If I'm even allowed to use that. Okay. This. That looked better. I don't want to keep this one I am going to do a triangle. Eh. Make a mistake. Triangles sometimes can be a bit problematic. Works for me. Name it the new me. The new me. James, what's happening, my man? You're up? You are up? Wow. How goes it? How goes classes? I miss you're throwing the 80s at me. Can never go wrong with that. Alright. Okay, I'm just getting into, oh, James, since you know what I'm talking about. Again, I'm just getting into stage 2 a little bit here. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, this is kind of where I'm going with this Transformer challenge. So I'm doing my own Transformer challenge for myself. I'm going to sculpt 5 Transformers that I really loved as a kid, and I'm sticking more closer to the 80s style with a little bit of some extra twists on it. So now that I've done the Gremlin, he's printed. If you want to, since we're on camera, if you really want to see him full size, let me know. I can pop him in front of the camera and you can see him. Yeah, miss having you in class. Been fun doing some freelance. Nice. So you just got my loud, obnoxious stuff on the side with you doing some freelance. Well, I appreciate the look. Appreciate the watch. Just blocking them out now. I'm in like the stage 2 process where I'm just converting the denser Dynamesh stuff into kind of low polygonal stuff, so it just gives me more abilities with subdivision levels and things like that. And once I'm done blocking that out, I'm going to move on to like looking at articulation points, because I want to have the ability again to have him do this stuff. You want to do it as in, you want to see the gremlin on camera? Let me know, because I can pull him up in camera and show you the 24-inch one that I did. Just say yes on camera or something, or show me the gremlin. Okay, that one's done. I'm moving on to this. I'm gonna keep these. They should be separate pieces, so I'm gonna keep them separate pieces. So I'm gonna do. This one's pretty straightforward. There's not much going on with this right here. So symmetry, some symmetry, some symmetry, some symmetry. Swap it out. Actually, swap it out so. Uh-oh. Why do I keep doing that? New cube. Solo. Rotate, transparency. This all the way to the bottom. And this all the way up to the top. There. Needs to come in more. Turn off the Dynamesh. Okay, and then this needs to come down. Come down a little bit more. And then I'm going to put an angle in his back leg. There. Personal preference. There. Okay. Let me show you the gremlin. Let me move this a little bit. This is a take out of the way. Let me move my keyboard. Grab him. So this is the 24-inch one. There you go. And let me make the camera more of the scene. So bear with me for 1 second. Let's see if I've never actually tried this when you're already streaming. Never tried changing the camera. Let's see. Let's see, does that update? I've never tried this actually. Let me see if that updates. Oh, it does. Nice. All right. Okay. So there he is. So he's 24 inches, hand painted. He's printed off a printer over here. I have it to my left. I can show you the printer too. It's an Artillery is the name. It's Artillery Sidewinder. So he's 24 inches. So I'm going to put myself behind him so the camera focuses a little bit too. So there you go. Up in here, and I'll move back so you can see how big he really is, especially with me as a tall. I'm 6'6". He's pretty much my whole torso. He's 24 inches tall, right? And then so do a little better camera. And it's being held together by magnets. There's 6 coats of paint that I did with it. Be happy to talk about the paint job if you want to talk about that as well. There's this back. It's super light. It's not heavy. I actually got a board over here that I magnetized. So I'm going to put magnets on his feet. So here's something cool. So I got this board at Home Depot. Right? It's just a circular board. And this gray paint is magnetized. Right? So I'm going to put magnets on the bottom of his feet. And so when he sits on this, he'll magnetize to this. And then it's just going to spin. And I purchased a self-spinning dropping stuff. I purchased this, which when it's plugged in, you get this little switch, and then this will just automatically turn. So I'm going to plug this in to an outlet that I have that someone comes in my office here, they'll step on it and he'll just start turning. So that's my goal for him. So I just got to finish the rest of it. So that's where I'm at. Plug this back in, and while I'm at it, I also printed off another head. I'll be honest with you, this is kind of by an accident. My slicing software, for some reason, I didn't notice it, but it made the head twice as big as this one. Right, so here's another one that is, here if we can put the heads kind of, I gotta take the ears off. Let me just pop the head up. And then it's all magnetized. So you can see the magnet. I did this all in ZBrush. This is engineering. I found the size of the magnet that I was going to use, which this is an inch. And if I remember, 1/18 thick. I did all that inside of ZBrush. I actually made an insert mesh brush that got me the right depth that I wanted, the right size that I wanted. And it's all magnetized. So he's just sticking together by magnets. So this one's in there pretty good. So see, there's a better look at the ear magnet. So you can see that. I'm actually using a couple there. And then the one ear, it sits in there pretty good. It's pretty tight. So I'm not going to try. But you can see how much larger this one is compared to this one. It's so funny. So I'm going to do a bust of this. I'm just going to print the ears off. And you can see the material. So it's just an FFM. So it's this is PLA. So he was printed with PLA and PETG is what he was printed with. So I was gonna do all PETG, but I decided to do a lot of PLA instead. So there you have it. There he is. It turned out I'm very excited at how well the paint actually came out. So he's 6 coats of paint. So I first did like a bronze, a dark bronze. That's like a patina look. Rust-Oleum, you can buy it at any hardware store, straight on. I didn't even need to primer it actually because it's got enough. But I got a particular one that's like a hammered. There we go, magnetize that back together. And so that was like my first coat. Then I did, from that point on, I did acrylics. So I did a black acrylic in his spaces. So if we can move my camera. Right, so I did like a dry brush and then wipe off in black. Then I hit it with some metallic bronze, which gave it more of that goldish bronze look. Same thing, kind of rubbed that in the high points, rubbed off some. Then I did it with some gold, just for high peak points to really push the element of like a bronzy look. Then I did a turquoise to give it some like weathered. So I wanted to go subtle with the weather. I was gonna go crazy with it. My wife's like, don't do that. So I went with the subtle, and then I lacquered it up. And that's what's also making the paint pop more, is using this Liquidex. This, so I got high gloss. Let me turn the light off for this. There you go. There, now I can read it. Okay. So that's pretty much what I did. Okay, so let me get this guy out of the way now. Let me get to where I can see what you guys are saying and see if there's any other questions that popped up about him. Right. Oh, and then I did, since it's a digital model, right? I did multiple versions of him. So I did a Christmas ornament, right, that I actually made him on my other printer. I have a Form 2. So he's got a little ornament. And my 5-year-old painted one, my wife painted one, I painted one, a friend of mine we had that visited us painted one. It's a lot of fun. That's the beauty of working digital. And it turned out well. And I didn't do anything. I didn't bump the details, which would have been a smarter move too, to bump the details. And then I did a 12-inch one in copper material. So let me show you that on camera. I don't have that one because my best friend, I've known him since college, and best man at my wedding one. So there's a copper material that I can use on my printer, and he comes out like copper looking. It's pretty awesome, actually. So there we go, and there you have it. So let me size this back down. All right, let me get back to this. What's he doing? Just reading what you guys were typing in there. Yeah, the best thing too, besides I'm trying this magnet way for his, just put him on that. I just wanted to try it. Really, the best way is to on the base have like the two little pegs, or maybe at least two pegs, like especially he's this big. Maybe do two pegs for each foot on the base, and then he would just sit on that, and then he's not going to fall over. That's really the best way to go about it. But I was honestly making him for a Christmas decoration on the front of my house. So I had different ideas. He's gonna be holding like a Christmas sign, put a Christmas hat on, and I was gonna maybe make a couple other ones. But that big one took that's I'd have to go redo the math, but I'd say it's close to 400 hours of printing, and that's not counting any fails that I had. I didn't have too many fails. I had maybe a couple. Um, but 400 hours, you do the math, that's a lot of printing. Like the one big head, the really big head, that was 110 hours just to print that. Just that big head, right? So it took over a week. It took a week to print, right? Because it took about 4.5, 5 days to print that head, which is crazy. But I'll take the happy accident. So anyways, I am going to cast. I've actually talked to some people to help me with this. I'm going to cast and mold them, and I'm going to sell them. I'm going to sell the Christmas tree ornament. I'm going to do a 12-inch one. I don't know if I would do a 24-inch. I don't know if anybody would really buy a 24-inch gremlin that I made. But I think a 12-inch could be a good price point. And then the Christmas ornament size would be a really good price point, too. I was thinking about maybe even turning him into actually a keychain. Because I think like a Christmas tree ornament, a keychain, or like a magnet for a refrigerator. What I really want to do with him actually is I want to do another version of him where it looks like he's like coming out of the wall. So it would only be like pretty much like his torso. And like one hand would be coming out, and the other hand's like pushing on the wall. And it'd be like a wall mounting one. And then it looks like he's coming out. I think that would be really cool. I want to do a bunch of, like, I want to do one like he's fishing and all that. So that's the plan. It was a lot of fun. It's a fun project, and that has sparked me to where I'm at now with you guys doing the Soundwave. I decided, you know what, I want to do some of my own stuff here for fun. So that's what's happened. It sparked me to do this. So that's where I'm at now with this. You like the wall idea, right? Yeah, I think that would be good. I think a lot of people would like that. None of the gremlin parts are made of metal. None of it's metal. It's all just like a PLA. It's like a plastic that the printer, obviously it's like a hot glue gun in essence, the printer, if you really think about it that way. That's it. That's all it is. And then it's hand painted. Again, I use spray paint and then just acrylic paint. That's it. That's all I use to do him. I'm catching up on what you guys are saying. There's not a lot of us, but I'm catching up. I don't know how many people would buy it though for me. Yeah, the big guy, the ears. Yeah, it's probably going to be close to three feet. No, not that big. Across from one to one. I could tell you if you really want to know, because I can pull up the file and we can do the measurement right inside of ZBrush, and we would know exactly how big he was. If you really wanted to know, I can pull up the head. Glad you liked it. Glad. Thanks for all the kind words, everybody, about the gremlin. You can print on the Form 2 that I have. I have the Form 2, not the Form 1. You can, as many as the bed can fit. I think I can fit probably about, of the small one, if you're talking about the Christmas tree ornament size one, you can probably fit about 8 to 10 on the bed for it to print. How Blade of how can I know that it is good for 3D print or not? What, Blade of Heaven? What do you mean? You created Blade of Heaven? Can you go across it? There's got to be stuff that's going to be printable. Hey, happy to share. Thanks for tuning in and watching. So, back to, I guess back to this guy, huh? You know, let's do, you know, just these brushes I don't think get used enough. So you can come across, it's just, that's what I don't want to have happening. Because it's so low polygon. So, I think I'm going to stick with this. And then this old handy dandy, getting that gizmo to go along the line I want to go along the line of. And then I need another edge loop there. I need another edge loop there. And we don't need this. And that. Oops. There. Alright. And that is Benito. And I need it in this color. There we go. And I don't need the other part of it, which we're still working on. So let's throw a little bit of dynamic grid at it. So I can just give it a little bit of beveling. I think I'm going to do a little bit more of that. And some roundness, some softness. This mirror weld. So we got that. There. Okay. That's that part. Let's see what's next. I got to do this part. Definitely needs to be separate. Sure, you can show me what you created. You got to give me a link in the chat. So if you're talking about what you were creating, I can pull it up and then maybe answer your question for you. If you got some way to, you got an image up or something like that. Okay. Let's see. Now we need. Okay, so now we don't need these. These can go. So we don't need that. Delete pin. Duplicates. Solo that out. I don't know why I'm taking the approach I'm taking. I'm now just sticking with what I wanted. Low polygonal version. We need that to go all the way up. All the way down. And then a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. There we go. This. Stick out. It should go right there. There. to go up more. There we go. A little bit more in there. Okay, let me look at just this. Gotta maintain that angle. Gotta maintain that angle there, partner. Okay. Looks good there, there, there. And then I want to maintain this. So I'm going to need some topology to support all that. I do not need Dynamesh version anymore. Just need this version now. Something like that. And then now the old handy dandy dynamic cube grid. Don't need transparency anymore. Needs the color for objects. It's blue. Yeah, there we go. There have a little trace. Need to fix this. There. Oh yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. That angle a little bit closer. Again, if you got that piece you want to ask me about that you're working on, let me know. Okay. All right, we got that, we got that, we got that. That's done, that's done, that's done. Okay, now we need to do this little piece here. Let's go ahead and play the safe card here. Let's do a little saveroo. Right. Save that up. There we go. Okay. Duplicate it. Solo it out. Okay. Pretty deep. Cube. Okay, and solo. And then for this one, I need this so that I can see better what we're trying to get at. It's just a simple way of working, in all honesty. Okay, this is going to need an angle. This will change. And it needs silhouette-wise this to come down. Okay, and then I need, oops. Let's get rid of, I don't need that. Well, I don't need that. Okay, and now. Lifeblood for me, man. Gizmo. You know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to carry over a little bit of what I put on the top. I've got an idea here. God, I play. I play. Okay. Insert an edge loop here. This will take care of this part. this. I want to follow that line. So I'm going to do that. And then this. Follow there. And that's it. Happy little trees. There. Okay, so these can now be deleted. I don't need them. Let's get some renaming. Long side leg panel. Right. Rename. And this is renaming your inner leg. Alright. Okay. This, I want to do a little something different. Let's carry a little bit of what I did up here. So this. Something like, yeah, there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to duplicate this. Like so. And let's make it skinnier like that. And I am going to now inset flat island. Inset that in. Okay, let's see if we can get rid of the triangle splitting. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for playing. Thanks for cooperating. Mesh, polygroup ball, pull that out, just give it a little, some flavor. Just that inner piece. So I know I'm going to do more with this, clearly. So again, I'm just, right now, I'm at the point of, so I might have went, let's see if I went to, okay, no, we got some clearance there. And there we go. So what I'm doing is carrying over a little bit what's going on the shoulder up here, this kind of stuff. These things are open, especially this back part in the shoulder here. It's got the plate, and then it's got the plate that's going to open up. And then this arm goes back. So I'm just going to continue that idea down there in the leg, just re-continuing that theme, right? Since they went with that theme, continuing that theme all over again. Then if you want to show me what you created and wanted help, like I said, you'd have to put a link somehow. Or if you want to give me the file, if you want to somehow upload the file and then I can open it in my ZBrush, we can do that as well. All really up to you. But I'm going to need to see that in order to help you with whatever you need help with. Alright, those are all done. Now we're on to, why is that? Oh, make the play be the correct color. Didn't get filled. There you go. There you go, play. Okay, on to now the foot. Or the toe. I've been watching a lot of the cartoon. And it's funny just watching how much they kind of change as they're being manipulated and played. Alright, so let's go with the toe. We are going to duplicate again. Same thing. Okay, toe's pretty simple. Not too crazy here. Right. So again, this, it's centered. There we go. transparency. This time, whoops, I turned that Dynamesh off. Because I made it from a Dynamesh. Let's do something maybe a little... So, this, here to here, into here. We're going to need an edge there. So I can do that into that. Now, let's Q-mesh this. Whoops. Just assemble. So now we got that. It's going to be better for me to do that, because then I can even, do I want to add, he needs to stay pretty straight because these are going to be used. I was just thinking if I want to add a slight taper or not to this. Very subtle. Very subtle. No, I'm keeping it straight. There. Easy foot. Delete that one. Turn off transparency. Turn it on. He's going to need the silver. Silver part. Color. No object. Field object. Filet object. Louis Tooch. You like that hat, eh? You like that right there, Tooch? You're up, huh? What are you doing up, Tooch? I don't know if you know what I'm doing here, but I'm doing a personal transformer challenge for myself. I'm going to do 5 transformers. So I'm starting with pretty much my favorite, Soundwave. It's pretty much my fave. So that's who I'm starting with. And I'm in the blocking out. What are you doing up though, eh? I don't even know why I'm up. I'll be honest with you. Okay? I guess it's the only time I can get anything like this done is why I'm doing this. You're working. Oh, I went all out with this, kid. Not only this Optimus hat's pretty freaking dope, but I also bought another hat. You know, since I'm going to be streaming, I'm going to stream probably every Tuesday and Wednesday night after class, because I teach from 7 to 10 p.m. So I'm going to stream every Tuesday and Wednesday night for sure. I think I'm going to start tomorrow nights at 10:30 though. Right? James was in here, right? I think he's still in here. Prepping some notes. Prepping some notes. Oh, the joy of prepping the notes. Dynamic, gritty roo, boom, boom. Oh, no. Oh, not that much. Calm down. Calm down, ZBrush. Not that much. Perfect. And now, I kind of want to like throw him in a key shot right now just to see what he's looking like with bare materials. This is just, like, don't get me wrong. I did some alright. So the only thing really major blockouts are the, this needs to have my purple back. Yeah, like that. This will look better like this. Yeah. Alright. So we got the real big main pieces now all blocked out, except for the hands. I'm going to leave the hands probably for way later, because I don't really need them. Live from a secret location is right. Oh, James is still here. Thanks, Tooch. Glad you think he's looking cool. As long as everyone thinks he's looking like Soundwave, like we're starting to get a Soundwave looking thing here, that's all that's mattering. Right? So, really my next thing that I want to go at is articulation. So, Tooch, you're joining us now. I've got this version here. This thing is crazy, crazy dope. 80 points of articulation, man. Like, and obviously he transforms into the boombox. So I'm thinking I was going to do it maybe digitally, doing this. Right? Gotta have the sound effects. Gotta have the sound of it. And I've been watching. It's free, by the way. The entire TV series is on what is that? Tubi, if I remember right. The entire thing. So I've been putting that in the background, which I can't do while I'm streaming because of copyright infringements. But I got, and this comes with Laserbeak. So even after this, I might probably end up doing Laserbeak and Ravage. Again, I'm doing 80s style though. All right, Tooch. Have a good night, man. Thanks for jumping in and saying hello. All right. Okay. So, back portion jumped off on there. So, normally, I'm just debating, do I really want to do all the articulating? Because in my head, what I was thinking about doing was taking this when I'm actually done and like make a digital video of him articulating. Like not necessarily physically print him out articulating, which I think I'm gonna print him out, but more of a collectible than what that guy does. But I think digitally I kinda wanna have him transform and do like a nice video that's kind of you're watching him transform in slow motion a little bit and then speeds up. So to do that I need to add all the articulations in here to make obviously the pieces work. Foil. I think this piece is here. So this is why I went low polygon, is I can still do some changes to this and it's very, very, very low, right? Polygon, like I might go this, give it a little bit of an angle like that, just to profile. I don't know if I really like that. I want to keep it straight. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like adding that to it. Maybe a little more subtle. Maybe just a little bit. Just so these profiles. Let me turn this up too. Just looking at very straight up. So adding that, it breaks the silhouette a little bit. I like that. I like that breaking a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go on the back. All right. Now it is time to do some looking into some articulation points of interest. And this is where one of my fave features, live Boolean, will come into play big time for me. Playing with my toy. Okay. So just gotta start with the leg. Since we're in the leg process, this is why I also like foldering it up. Now I've got all this in the folder. Oh, this is not the toe. I'll just call that foot. Let's save before I started playing some more on this. Let's save this out. Drink the water. Okay. So we need upper leg. Needs to have some articulation on the top. The bottom, I'm going to need articulation there because it needs to spin open. And I need a little bit of, it should have, needs clearance like that. That really changes that look a little bit. But I don't mind it. Don't mind it. I want to do this though from this profile. Yeah, I think so. Like that. Keep it within here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, let's insert. Let's do this so that I can. The reason why I'm also duplicating this is I can get in the center of a model, right? Of a mesh. So by me duplicating this, I want to call this upper leg subs. Okay. So I need this, no symmetry. This is why I'm just doing the duplicated way, because then I can get this gizmo centered, right, into the main piece of this upper leg, and then I want another piece of topology centered within this piece. So this is why I'm doing this. This is really the reason that I'm doing this. And then I'm going to replace it with a cube, right? And then I'm going to use this cube to cut in to my surface by changing this into a sub. Because this needs to have, looks like it needs to come, I wonder if it might come down this far, maybe. And then this is reminding me of the original. Has a little bit of a scribe lining there, actually. So, but I want to sell some articulation going on. I think that will be deep enough. It needs to go. I need to make sure. There we go. Make sure we get a nice clean. And I like what's happening right in there. Like all that beveling, I would normally add as well to it. Okay, so that is going to be, let's see, turn off local, well, and there's that piece. And then there will be a lollipop and cylinder going into that. But before I do that, it needs to move like this, like right, a full bend. So it's a rounded joint that's flat. So I see what they did. I'm gonna go. Let's see. Cylinder's probably gonna be the best bet. Yep. Looks like a cylinder. Okay, so I need another sub piece. Down here. Local. 90 degrees here. Doesn't need to go all the way through. It does need to go all the way down. I'm going to go right about there. Go here to here. So it's going to be another kind of articulation piece that's going to happen here. Maybe. And this is kind of why I'm sticking with also low polygons, because it's just going to be easy for movements. Just trying to now establish points of interest where I need the leg to do certain things, you know, the hip, where I need in essence articulation points. No, I wouldn't. Well, for as far as using this model for animation cinematics, you could. It's hard surface. So the thing about hard surface, animating wise, it's not that it's easier in this, but it's I don't have to do things like, you know, our arms, you know, have a different type of bend than say a mechanical, right? Because we just have way more movements. The mechs are limited. Like I can only do, you know, rolling around. Like if you look at this, right? This leg just is turning, right? Our leg doesn't do that, right? So, putting this in like an animation movie too. With that said, it's got to move and look like a robot. So when it's moving, it moves along the joints in a way very different than a human. Because also when we're moving around, like my T-shirt's updating and all that, so you technically I could throw this in a movie or a game, but no, they would do a little bit more with this mesh to really make it look right and good for the screen. Does that answer your question? I don't know, I went on a tangent there a little bit. It's getting a little bit late. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to go tonight, but let's start taking out some. Okay, so then this has got this turn. This is taking care of that. The foot, see this pops out. That. So I do that. So I'm going to do that same thing here. But, you know, what would this look like? Just like them. Giving him a little bit more volume for that piece. That part of the matter. I think I like that better. Yep. Okay, so this needs to attach to this. Which the majority of this should be, it should also be like the blue. Should be the blue more or less like that. And it doesn't have to be, but just debating if I want to make this the same width as this. All right, let's get going on this piece. I want a sub, a negative in essence, cutting out. So I'm going to, with this one, I'm just going to insert anything, take it down, and then change that back to a cube. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Okay, this doesn't need that one needs what maybe a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. This is going to be subtract. Fill object, so it's got the blue. Okay, I do not want that affecting this. So we are now going to make start group, and now it's only affecting that. Weld it over. Oops, I'll turn local off. There we go. I'm going to use the same thing on this part. So let's duplicate that. Rename this. Right leg. Yes. Okay, now let's sell this a little bit better. In fact, I only want the one side right now. Just gonna make it easier for me. Alright, so we need a cylinder this time. Fit within there. I'm gonna turn on dynamics here. Preset up. But what I want to do one of my favorites. Yeah. Really one of my favorites. Deformers for sure. That way I can also move this into place more like that. object. Okay, let me see the sub. I kind of like that. There you go. Not. Here we go. Let's put it needs. Quality. Okay, that is going to be a point of articulation. Like that little break up in the silhouette a little bit. And that on the other side. So I'll make this piece pop out. There we go. Alright, let's save them up. There we go. Hey. All right. Let's do that. I'll come back down for the kind of. Arm obviously needs a cutout too. We'll just pop this in there. Making now the holes. I'm making the holes where I want articulation to happen, especially major big hole stuff. And just trying to make pieces that are ready to go. Okay, a cube. Something here, here, and this is subtractive. Still want it in the blue. Gosh, what do I want it? Oh, maybe a little high. Yeah, something more like that. Subs. Engineering welding. Alright. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call it a night because I can feel myself getting tired. And I got to teach tomorrow too, stream again. So I'm going to stream again tomorrow night. And keep going down this path now, setting up some articulation points for him. And then adding the articulated pieces. Then we'll be getting into the cool stuff for him, and then, you know, bring him into life more, and then we'll go from there. So I don't know who's left. So you wanted to ask me a question too. Did you find a way to get this to me as far as the questions go? But I'm happy where he's going. Thanks, James. The energy is fading fast. All day at work, and then 3 hours of teaching, and then I had a call in between the teaching and this. So yeah, I'm surprised you're still up. I'm surprised you still got me watching here right now. So tomorrow night, again, to reiterate, I'm going to keep this process going, getting the real major parts where some huge articulation points happen. Then I'm going to start, like I did down here, start adding the topology pieces that are going to give me that articulation, right? In there. In fact, before I go, what I didn't like down here. See my head, leg pieces. Here we go. This is the sub piece. Yes. Okay, this should actually go all the way through. So there, that's what I want. I want that. That'll help sell it even better. So I'm going to be continuing this process, getting the big articulation points done, adding the pieces like the little pieces like that actually do the articulation, and then I'll start getting into stage 3. So this is still for me stage 2. Again, I do a 4-stage process when I'm doing my hard surface. So now I've got all the clean pieces of him. I'm happy with all my proportions, everything I got done. That's why I went through then and made the clean low polygon versions of the pieces. And now I'm getting the articulated pieces. And then we're going to get into like the nitty gritty details. Tomorrow I'm going to start the stream. I will put up another reminder in the morning here. So my morning time, I will put it up. I'm probably going to go either at 10:30 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time, or 11 p.m. I can't go any earlier than 10:30 tomorrow night. But on my channel, I keep posting at least within 12 to 15 hours. I put that upcoming stream. So what I might do is I might do that tonight just so it's there. So I might just crank that out real quick before going to bed. I think I'm gonna shoot for 10:30, and I'll put up a thing right now so you can get a notice. Okay. But any questions before we call this one an evening and a night? I never thought I would sculpt and work with like a purple background. It's a little funny to me, but it fits well. I'm just seeing what they did. Yeah. I'm just seeing for this thing if I want to go not so deep out, but I am. I'm going to keep it like that. Okay, so I'm going to now save this out. I save this out, and let me pull up the render. So, in fact, while we're here, let's just have some fun with the render. Let me make the thumbnail for my YouTube. So I've saved out some projects that I already have ready to go, except now I have this model. Right, so I'm just gonna Mr. Worried Wart for myself. I'm gonna replace this. Okay, let me open now my thumbnail for YouTube. And that way I can get that up tonight. Let's open that. It's got to be a particular resolution image-wise. So I'll open this. Project, there we go. So you can see where I was at, right? Very rudimentary. This was, I think, after the second stream, pretty much, right? It doesn't look that much different, but the pieces are not all now high polygon, right? See, this whole thing was 861,000. And if I load the new one, Soundwave, I just plop in there. See, there's the new one. Let's position him there. Let's get a little bit more of that. And let's see, do I want to go a little more extreme? Okay, there. Just go there, let's extreme. Perfect. Now, I've set this up so that when I render, this is kind of like, we can make this look like a toon shade in essence. Right? So I can either go with this, right? And this is what I've been using as my thumbnail on YouTube. Okay, I've just been making this. I'm getting that ready. So then I can be document, export. This is going to be a YouTube thumbnail. I want to save it as a JPEG. This is going to be for stream part 4. So then this will open up an editor, which I don't need to edit. And then I say okay. But really briefly here, I'm using obviously ZBrush to do the background and everything. And what I'm doing is I'm using filters. Right? So I got a filter doing the lines. And I got a filter just adding. I wanted it to be more of like a, it seemed to look better with a pinkish, purplish. So then this has got a red colorized happening, right? So see, I can change this on the fly. So this is making me want to, what would he look like if we made him toon shaded? Let's just do it for giggles. Okay, we're not done. I want to have some fun. This is now just fun. Let's do some material. Let's dock that here. Materials. Okay, so let's turn on. We can keep all the rest of it fine. So diffuse. Let's do some strength of 1. Now he's toon shaded. How many steps? See? 3. Oh no, kind of like that. I'll re-render. All right, so that's coming the first step. I got a material that's making them look more toon shaded. The rendering shadows, I need them to be flat. So just a flat shadow. Re-render that. Okay. Now let's have some fun with the filters. So we are going to need, okay, I don't want them to be blue. So let's do, where are you? Outline edge. Right, I want it to be black. You know, modifiers, I don't want any noise, it needs to be clean. I want to do an inner too. And then, what's the thickness that I want? And then maybe fall off. Yeah, we'll go. That. So this will allow me to create that kind of more, starting to go more toon. The semi models, you would have to upload them somewhere and then give me a link. I think it needs an Orton. Oh, those lines are pretty cool. What do they look like? They go black. Just reiterating. Nah, like them So let's see. No, Orton. There you are. Livening everything up a little bit. I'm only going to put that on him. Just really make that seem a little more tuned. Like kind of washed out a little bit more. There, that's looking better. What else? I don't like, let's see, 5 steps. What's that one look like? With 1 step. It's very bold. I don't know. I don't even know which one now I like better. I think I'll stick with this one. Alright, so this is just a way of using material and try and make a toony look. What render do you guys like better? This looks better? Do you guys like this look better that I'm doing now, or like the original render that I had? So in essence, if I turn off this and this is what I have, and I turn the strength off. You guys prefer this or the more toon-like looking one? So there's this, which is not as toon, or I go more with the toon look. I wonder if I can. That's making the background blue now. So, what if I did? Where are you? We can throw a vignette on this. Oh, getting ourselves. That's starting to look a little 80s. It looks like a tube. The happy little accident. Right? And then want any feathering? Kind of looks cool without a feathering. Kind of like that shape. I don't want to go around this. This is fun. Like, there's just so much. You guys like that? You guys prefer? Let me know what you prefer. Yeah, it looks like a TV tube, right? Totally. 100%. Yeah. Totally. I think I just like it a subtle. Being a subtle. Robots in disguise. I should throw an 88 on this. I think I like the toon shade, this toon rendering thing happening a little bit better, right? Okay, that's another outer edge. What I wanted though, before I did the vignette, was outline cavity. That'll help. Okay, so no noise. Radius. Not so sensitive. Fall off. It doesn't look like it's really. It's helping a little bit. still haven't gotten to the one I wanted. There's the vignette, other vignettes. Where are you? Oh, a radial overlay could be fun. That's the new one. Yeah. Alright. No material shading, overpaint, no. Overpaint texturing is just always fun. We could make this look like 8-bit if we wanted to. What if I did this? For now, just add some texturing in places. Inside of here, inside of here. Huh. It's not green. No, 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 no. Contrast auto grade. This is what I'm looking for. And this has got a noise on it. Yeah, see what contrast does? Overlay? Man, it makes it pop quite a bit. I think it gets too saturated though. This is not bad. I don't know. Don't know if I love it or not. It's gonna be great when I put Ravage in it. It'll pop, make that pop even more. I don't know. That's a fun tune look to them. I can use that as a thumbnail instead. There's just so much fun you can have with this. It's just crazy. So this has got screen squares, all these modifiers. And it's always fun to grab. Overpaint the texture. It's got all these things. Flying. Let's see what a horizontal offset is. This is like doing that render. There's so much. Oh man. I can even say this only goes on him. And then also for that. The opposite. There's so much. I love the filter system actually of ZBrush because it's just fun seeing how much you can push these and how much of a difference you can make the character look. Like that's still not. It's like making multiple versions. It's almost like yeah. Yeah. Can't decide which one I prefer. I kind of like this one. It's kind of that pattern that's going on there. It's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna go with this one for thumbnail now. Okay, let me export this one now. Export. And I'm going to go with thumbnail 4, save, replace it. There. I'm going to go with that, with the YouTube thumbnail. Okay, let me schedule a stream right now. I'm going to reuse all the settings from the previous one. Tomorrow is Wednesday. And like I said, I'm going to schedule it for 10:30. It'll be after my class, but I always end up talking too much. It's going to be part 4. Change my thumbnail. You guys are with me. We're doing it together. Oh wait, I gotta bring this into Photoshop actually and throw on my other graphical elements. I actually could do it in ZBrush. Alright, okay. Create. Let's see, fill animation. I'm not going to make it public yet. Create. Okay. Alright, I'm going to list this new stream for tomorrow, so you guys will be able to go and get reminders on that. So I'm going to finish this up, throw the image up on this that I need, and then we'll go from there. But that's it for tonight. So there you go. You got a little bit of fun rendering too out of me tonight because I wanted to have a good old time. All right. So before I call it a night, any other questions? I gotta make this other one live. Spicoli, Bueller. I'm gonna save this as like my tune, my thumbnail for YouTube. YouTube thumbnail. Tune. More of a tune look. Saving that up. Okay, well, I'm going to call it an evening. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I don't know what you learned and what you got away from it, but it's been fun. I'm enjoying this process, actually, of just creating something for myself, especially just something that I'm always a big fan of. I can't wait to start putting all the details in on this. It's going to make him look even way cooler. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Good night. Enjoy your night, James.